with Ghislaine, there's a lot of weird stuff in that father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
And it seems, from what we know about it, really sick. Really sick. And at one point, I don't know if I included this in the book or not, but it was reported in the UK media that she commissioned like 3 portraits of herself for her father to hang in the Lady Ghislaine. And I mean, some of those pictures were like oddly suggestive, like sexually suggestive.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, the boat's named after her, because we all know that like Robert Maxwell and Betty Maxwell, his wife, like didn't really have a relationship.
Sexless marriage.
Yeah. He was going around and like, you know, prostitutes and all sorts of crazy stuff all the time. But the relationship with Ghislaine was very odd. And at times, like in the 1980s, for example, you know, he sort of used her as an ambassador for him, right? As like a female version of him. If you consider Robert Maxwell as a narcissist, which is what it seems like he was by all accounts, a lot of times narcissists with their children don't see a boundary between themselves and their child. Yeah. And he clearly saw Ghislaine as an extension of himself and it sort of treated her as his ambassador and wanted. And so he would report, like, for example, in I think it's 1985, this weird stuff around the Harvey Procter scandal. I don't know if you guys have covered that on your podcast, but he's basically was a pedophile MP in the UK and was outed as such. And the Mirror was basically reporting on it, but they were sort of minimizing the pedophilia accusation. They just called him Wacky Harvey and like said that he was into
classic
spanking.
British. Yeah, classic British
right.
tabloid.
But they wouldn't say, oh, the
lexicon.
wacky spanking was going on with like a 16-year-old and stuff. Right. So, but anyway, they claim it's this really odd story claiming that the people close to Harvey Procter were going to blackmail Robert Maxwell by releasing information that Ghislaine Maxwell was having sex with this very prominent figure who I think today is the Duke of Rutland. And obviously, by printing that, Robert Maxwell wanted this rumor that Ghislaine was having sex with this guy out there, whether or not it was true. And you see sort of this trend over time of who her boyfriends are and Robert Maxwell leveraging that. One particularly interesting boyfriend is this Gianfranco Ciccogna guy.
Oh my gosh, when I was reading the chapter on Ghislaine where you start mentioning him, I was like, first of all, I haven't heard that name in years. And second of all, I was like, I cannot wait to talk about him because love the way that Brace pronounces his name.
Wait, let me try and find. Let me see, because I've not. I think I haven't said his name.
Yeah, we haven't talked about him in a long time
since the trial, I think. But Count Gianfranco Ciccogna. But I mean, first of all, Whitney, have you seen that video
of
his plane crash exploding?
Horrible.
It was 2012.
My God.
It's still around if you want to see it.
I would advise listeners do not look it up. Also, I would advise to reiterate this. If you are, not even if you are involved in any kind of deep politics, if you are just a human being, try to fly only in the biggest airplanes that you can. Small airplanes are fucking
with lots of
death
other
traps.
people.
Lots of other people on them. Like it's
no small airplanes, no helicopters.
Yeah,
it's the
never
TrueAnon
fly
rule.
with any kind of document or anything like that. Oh yeah,
no briefcase ever like handcuffed to your person.
Jeffrey Epstein.